Hello, English learners, and welcome. I'm your host, Paul. How are you doing today?
I'm doing well, thank you. Excited to chat about English learning today.
Today, we're jumping into something that affects so many people, learning English. And this is specifically for you, whether you're right at the start, maybe just managing hello, or, you've been at it a while but feel kind of stuck.
Yeah, hitting that plateau, it's really common.
Exactly. So our mission today is basically to lay out a roadmap. We want to guide you from those very first, maybe slightly wobbly steps, all the way to speaking English, feeling natural, feeling confident.
We'll look at some practical tips backed by how learning actually works, share some real examples from that journey, and hopefully give you a good dose of motivation.
By the end, you should have a much clearer picture of how you can navigate this whole process, from beginner right through to fluency. Okay, let's get into it.
It's interesting, because the journey itself, it has these really distinct stages. And understanding why each stage feels the way it does, that's kind of the first step to getting through it.
Absolutely. And that very first stage, the beginner phase, well, that's where almost everyone starts. And English can feel like this just huge, confusing thing.
Definitely. You might know a handful of words. Hello, thank you, the basics.
Right, but then someone actually speaks to you.
Yeah.
And your mind just goes blank, total freeze.
Yeah.
I definitely remember that feeling.
Oh, that paralysis is incredibly common. And the biggest thing holding people back then, it's usually not the words they lack, it's fear.
Fear of what, exactly?
Fear of mistakes, mostly. Saying something totally wrong, maybe sounding silly or worrying people might laugh. But here's a key thing, based on, cognitive science.
Okay.
Your brain actually learns better when it makes a mistake and then corrects it. That process strengthens the right connections. So a mistake isn't a failure signal. It's actually data for your brain. It speeds things up.
Huh. So mistakes aren't just, okay, they're useful.
They're more than useful. They're literally your teachers, the most active ones you'll have in this process.
That's a really different way to look at it. Okay, so if mistakes are good, what should a beginner focus on? Not complex grammar rules right away.
No, definitely not. Keep it simple. The goal is immediate usefulness. Focus on common phrases, greetings, basic vocabulary for everyday stuff.
Like asking for directions or ordering coffee.
Exactly. Sentences like, I would like some water, or where is the bus stop? These are small, yes, but they're powerful because they let you do things in the real world right from the start. Communication first.
And that feeling of being totally overwhelmed by all the grammar, the tenses, sentence structures, it seems like a mountain.
It really can feel that way. People get bogged down. But honestly, it's okay not to get it all at once. Seriously, just focus on getting your message across, even if the sentences are a bit broken. That's a huge win early on. It builds that essential confidence.
Right. So fluency doesn't start with perfect grammar.
Not at all. It starts with using the language, bit by bit, imperfectly. Remember, every single fluent speaker started right where you might be now, beginner.
It's not if you can get there, it's how you take those steps.
And that leads perfectly into, well, the real engine of language learning, consistency. It's so underestimated.
Consistency. Yeah, I see this trip people up all the time. They get motivated, study like crazy for 5 hours one Saturday.
Right. And then nothing for a week.
It's like going to the gym once, lifting super heavy, feeling sore, and then not going back for a month. It just doesn't work. You won't see results.
Exactly. The research on habit formation is crystal clear on this. Small, regular actions beat massive, irregular efforts every time. We're talking just 15, maybe 20 minutes. But every single day. That consistency is what actually builds the pathways in your brain for fluency.
Making it a routine, not a chore.
Precisely. It's like a daily drip, as you said.
Oh.
Even listening to a short podcast clip, reading one page, practicing 5 sentences, it adds up incredibly over time. It's about showing up.
And you can weave it into your day too, right?
Yeah.
Study smarter, not just harder.
Absolutely. Integrate it. Change your phone language to English. Listen to English songs while you cook. Watch a short YouTube video in English with breakfast. These aren't huge time commitments.
But they keep English around you.
Exactly. Your brain starts to just absorb it more passively. It shifts from being this subject you study to just part of your environment.
And when that happens, English becomes less intimidating, doesn't it? It feels more natural, just part of the routine.
That's the transformation. Fluency isn't built in a day or even a week of intense study. It's built by showing up consistently, day after day, even with small steps.
Okay, so consistency is established. What's the next layer? You mentioned building a strong foundation. Like a house.
Exactly like a house. You need that solid base before you can build higher. A strong foundation means mastering the basics, the core skills. Get these right, and learning more advanced stuff becomes so much easier, less frustrating.
So what makes up this foundation? First pillar.
Basic grammar. Now, don't panic. You don't need to be a grammar expert, but understanding simple tenses, past, present, future. Knowing how to form basic questions, how to make simple statements. That gives you real power.
So like knowing the difference between I eat, I am eating, I bait, I will eat.
Exactly. That alone lets you talk about things across different times. It's practical, usable grammar, not dusty textbook rules.
Makes sense. Pillar number 2.
Common vocabulary and phrases. Again, don't try to swallow the dictionary. Aim for, say, the most common 500 to 1,000 words first. And everyday expressions. These are your survival tools.
Like, how are you? Or, excuse me.
Or, I don't understand. Can you help me? These are the phrases you need to actually interact to navigate situations. They're about connection.
Okay, grammar, common words. Anything else for the foundation?
Yes, pronunciation. So many learners put this off. They think, oh, I'll fix it later. But working on basic sounds and word stress early on, it saves you so much trouble down the line. Misunderstandings, frustration.
How do you even practice that early on?
Just listening carefully helps a lot. And then trying to mimic short sentences. Repeat after audio. It doesn't have to be perfect, but paying attention to how things sound makes a big difference in being understood.
So foundation, basic usable grammar, common words and phrases, and some attention to pronunciation. Those 4.
That's your bedrock. Get those reasonably solid and you're ready to build.
All right. Foundation is setting. Now, you mentioned something earlier as a secret weapon. Listening skills. Why is that so crucial?
It often gets overlooked, but yes, it's absolutely key. Think about how kids learn their first language. They spend months, maybe even years, just listening, absorbing everything.
Right. They don't start speaking complex sentences on day 1.
Exactly. Listening comes first, naturally. We adults often try to force speaking too early before we've really tuned our ears. But when you listen a lot, actively listen, your brain starts picking up patterns automatically. Sentence flow, rhythm, how words connect.
And you mentioned it helps with thinking in English.
Yes, that's a huge benefit. The more you listen, the more your brain starts making direct connections between the English sounds and the meaning without going through your native language first. It bypasses that slow translation step. That's a massive leap towards real fluency.
Okay, sold. How do we get better at listening then? Practically speaking.
Make it a daily habit. Short English podcasts are great for this. Even if you don't understand every single word, you're training your brain to catch the main ideas, the flow.
Movies and TV shows too, I guess.
Definitely. Start with subtitles in English if you need them. Then maybe try subtitles in your own language. Eventually, challenge yourself. Try watching without any subtitles. Your ears will adapt over time.
What about music? Does that count?
Absolutely. Listening to English songs, trying to catch the lyrics, even singing along badly is fantastic for vocabulary and getting a feel for pronunciation and rhythm. It's fun, too.
And you said active listening. What does that mean?
It means don't just let it wash over you passively. Engage with it. Pause the audio. Repeat a sentence out loud. Try to mimic the intonation. Maybe even try writing down a short phrase you hear. It's about training your brain to process and respond, not just hear.
So make listening a daily thing, even just 10 minutes.
10 minutes consistently is far better than 2 hours once a month. It really rewires your brain over time.
Okay, so we're listening more, building that foundation. But then comes the moment. Speaking. For so many people, myself included when I started, this is the really scary part.
It absolutely is. It's usually the biggest hurdle. You can read, maybe write, understand quite a bit, but then you open your mouth, nothing. Or maybe just panic.
Why is it so terrifying?
Again, it comes back to that fear of mistakes, fear of not finding the right word fast enough, fear of sounding stupid. We're social creatures. We hate looking foolish.
But you said mistakes are good.
They are. And here's the honest truth. Everyone learning a language makes mistakes. Everyone. Fluent speakers know this. And honestly, most native speakers are actually impressed when someone is making the effort to speak their language. They're not usually laughing or judging. Your effort is what registers. Mistakes are just proof you're trying.
Okay, intellectually I get that. But how do you overcome that gut-level fear?
Start small. Really small. Talk to yourself in English. Seriously. Narrate what you're doing. Okay, I'm making coffee now. I need to find my keys. It's zero pressure. Just gets your mouth moving, forming English sounds.
That sounds slightly weird, but I can see how it would help.
It feels weird at first, yeah. Another one. Record your voice. Use your phone. Just talk for a minute about your day.
Oh, I'd hate listening back.
Most people do initially, but trust me, do it regularly. Over time, you will hear improvement. And hearing your own progress is incredibly motivating. It chips away at the fear.
Okay, self-talk, recording. What about actually talking to people?
When you feel a bit more ready, find safe spaces. Maybe an online language exchange partner who's also learning. A patient friend. You could even try shadowing or repeating lines from TV shows or podcasts out loud, trying to match their speed and rhythm.
The key seems to be just starting.
That is the absolute crucial advice. Don't wait until your English feels perfect to start speaking, because if you wait for perfect, you'll literally never start. Fluency doesn't come from thinking about English perfectly. It comes from using it, however imperfectly, again and again.
That's powerful. Use it, don't just study it.
Exactly. That's where the real change happens.
So we've covered consistency, foundation, listening, and tackling the fear of speaking. What about reading and writing? Are they just extras if your main goal is conversation?
Not at all. They might seem secondary if you just want to chat, but reading and writing are incredibly powerful tools for strengthening all your English skills, including speaking.
How does reading help speaking specifically?
Well, when you read, you see how sentences are actually put together. You absorb grammar and vocabulary naturally, in context. That's way more effective than just memorizing word lists. You see patterns. You see how ideas flow. It expands your toolkit for expressing yourself.
So you don't need to start with, like, Shakespeare.
Definitely not. Please don't. Start with things you find interesting and manageable. Short stories, maybe graded readers designed for learners. Simple news articles online, even children's books. Just 5 or 10 minutes of reading a day makes a real difference. Consistency again.
And writing, how does that fit in?
Writing forces you to actively construct sentences. You have to choose the right words, figure out the grammar. It's like practice for speaking, but with more time to think. It helps organize your thoughts in English.
Does it have to be formal essays?
Oh, heavens no. Keep it simple. Start a daily journal, just 2 or 3 sentences about your day. Today was busy. I had a meeting. I ate pasta for dinner. That's it. Or write short comments on social media in English. Text a friend in English.
Little bits, adding up.
Exactly. Each sentence you write builds confidence and reinforces the language structure. Reading and writing aren't separate skills. They feed directly into your ability to understand and produce spoken English more effectively. They strengthen that foundation we talked about.
Okay, so they're definitely part of the toolkit.
Yeah.
Now let's talk about immersion. People often think this means you have to move to the US or the UK.
That's the common myth, yeah. But it's absolutely not true. You can create a powerful English immersion environment right where you are right now.
So what does immersion actually mean then, if not moving?
It just means deliberately surrounding yourself with English in your everyday life, making it unavoidable in a good way.
Give me some examples. How can someone do that?
Okay, easy one to start. Change the language settings on your phone, your computer, your social media apps. Instantly, you're interacting with English dozens, maybe hundreds of times a day.
That's simple, but probably quite effective.
It really is. Another one. Consciously try to think in English. When you're walking down the street and see a dog, actively think the word dog, not your native word first. Try to narrate your actions internally in English. Okay, time to make lunch.
Training your brain to default to English.
Exactly. Bypassing translation. You can also label things in your house. Put sticky notes on the door. Window, window, mirror, mirror. It sounds silly, maybe, but it connects the word directly to the object visually.
And media consumption.
Big one. Make English your go-to for entertainment. Watch movies and TV shows in English. Listen to English podcasts while commuting or cleaning. Follow English-speaking YouTubers or influencers. Let English be the background sound of your life as much as possible.
Even social media.
Yeah, follow news pages in English, join Facebook groups about your hobbies that are in English, try commenting occasionally. Every little bit helps integrate English into your actual life. The core idea is this. The more you expose yourself, the more natural English feels. You shift from consciously studying it to unconsciously living with it. That's the magic of immersion, and you can create it anywhere.
That's a really empowering idea.
Yeah.
You don't need a plane ticket. Okay, so someone's being consistent, they've built a foundation, they're listening, speaking, reading, writing, immersing, but then they hit it, the plateau, that feeling of being stuck.
Yes, the intermediate plateau. It's notorious. You've made good progress, you're definitely not a beginner anymore, but suddenly it feels like you're not improving. Or improving incredibly slowly.
You can have basic conversations, understand a fair bit, but fluency feels miles away.
Yeah.
And progress seems to have just stopped.
Exactly. You're not going backwards, but you're not climbing quickly either. It's incredibly frustrating. And honestly, this is where a lot of learners get discouraged and sometimes even give up.
So how do you break through? How do you get unstuck?
It usually requires a conscious effort to push yourself just outside your current comfort zone. You have to actively seek out slightly harder challenges.
Meaning,
Well, if you usually watch simple YouTube videos, try a documentary with more complex language. If you read short news articles, try a longer opinion piece, or maybe start a chapter book, even if it's slow going. If you only practice basic chat, challenge yourself to tell a short story or explain your opinion on something in detail.
so deliberately making it a bit harder.
Precisely. You need to stretch your current abilities. Another great tactic is setting specific small challenges. Like, this week, I will learn 10 new idioms and try to use 3 of them in conversation.
Mm.
Or, I will watch one TED Talk in English every day without subtitles.
Micro goals again?
Yes. These small challenges keep you focused, give you a sense of accomplishment, and that boosts motivation. And motivation is the absolute key to pushing through that plateau. Feeling stuck is normal, everyone hits it. The important thing is to recognize it and actively try these strategies, not just keep doing the same comfortable things.
Keep pushing, keep challenging. Got it. And alongside that, there's this idea of developing a fluency mindset. What's that about?
This is really about getting to the heart of fluency. It's about training yourself to think directly in English rather than constantly translating back and forth from your native language in your head.
Why is that translation habit so bad?
Because it's slow, it creates hesitation. You're thinking the idea in language A, translating it word by word into language B, English, trying to get the grammar right. By the time you speak, the moment might have passed, or you sound hesitant and unnatural.
So the goal is to cut out the middleman, your native language.
Exactly. Connect the English word or phrase directly to the concept, the image, the feeling. See a cat? Think cat, not got to, then translate to cat, just cat.
How do you practice that? It sounds quite abstract.
The self-talk we mentioned earlier helps a lot here. Narrate your day, your thoughts, in simple English sentences directly in English. I'm thirsty, need some water. This traffic is bad. Even these tiny internal monologues train your brain to operate in English mode.
So it becomes more automatic over time.
Yes. The more you practice thinking directly in English, even about simple things, the easier and faster your responses become in actual conversation. You stop searching for translations and start just expressing the thought.
So fluency isn't just about knowing lots of words or grammar rules.
Not fundamentally. Those are important tools, of course. But true fluency involves developing this mindset where English is a natural vehicle for your thoughts, not something you're constantly decoding and encoding. It's about internalizing the language.
Okay, we've covered a lot of ground, from those first steps to mindset shifts. Let's try to bring it all together. What are some really practical daily tips someone can take away and start using right now?
All right, let's make it a toolkit. First, practice a little every single day. Seriously. 15-20 minutes of focused practice is way better than cramming once a week. Consistency is king.
Number 2.
Don't be afraid to make mistakes. See them as learning opportunities. Speak, write, try those new words. Every error corrected is progress made. Embrace the imperfection.
Fair tip.
Mix it up. Don't just do one thing. Listen to a podcast one day. Read an article the next. Write a short journal entry. Try speaking with someone. Variety keeps it fresh and works different skills.
Makes sense.
Fourth,
Set small, achievable goals. Don't overwhelm yourself. Learn 5 new words today. Watch one short English video. Speak for 10 minutes. These little wins keep you motivated. Celebrate them. And finally, number 5, immerse yourself however you can. Change those phone settings. Listen to English music. Watch movies in English. Actively try to think in English sometimes. Surround yourself.
So daily practice, embrace mistakes, mix it up, small goals, and immerse. Those 5 things, done consistently, really do make a massive difference. Fluency isn't magic. It's built step by step, day by day, with these kinds of actions.
It's a process, a journey.
Absolutely. And with the right approach, the right mindset, and that consistent effort, truly anyone can go from beginner to feeling confident and fluent in English. You just have to believe in the process, and importantly, believe in yourself.
Learning English, yeah, it can feel like a long road sometimes, and definitely challenging. But it's so important to remember that every single small step counts. Every new word, every sentence you manage to say, it's bringing you closer.
It really is a journey, not some kind of race. Enjoy the process as much as you can. Celebrate those small victories when they happen, like the first time you understand a joke in a movie or you have a short chat without panicking. Those moments fuel you.
So keep at it, be patient with yourself, and trust the process. Even on days when you feel like you're not making much progress, if you're showing up and practicing, you are improving, often more than you realize.
Absolutely. So maybe the question to leave you with is, what's one tiny achievable step you could take today or maybe tomorrow to bring a little more English into your life?